This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile, with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
Between writing notes, filing insurance claims, and scheduling with clients, it can be hard to stay organized. That's why I recommend Therapy Notes. Their easy-to-use platform lets you manage your practice securely and efficiently. Visit therapynotes.com to get 2 free months of Therapy Notes today. Just use promo code JOE when you sign up for a free trial at therapynotes.com.
Have you ever thought, how did I manage to lose myself? Being a mom is so hard, especially when we're feeling stressed and disconnected. We exhaust ourselves trying to create this perfect life for our family. You deserve to enjoy your marriage and your kids without the stress perfectionism brings. I am going to teach you how to identify who you are outside of all of the roles you play. Hi, I'm Veronica Cisneros. I'm a wife, mother of 3, and a licensed marriage and family therapist. I am on a mission to teach women just like you how to become empowered and unapologetic. Welcome to our Girl Gang. Welcome to Empowered and Unapologetic. I'm your host, Veronica Cisneros. Today's guest is a mother, certified personal trainer, and group fitness instructor, nutritional coach, actress, and entrepreneur. With over 20 years of experience in the fitness industry, she has not only been able to help others achieve their fitness goals, she also leads by example. As one of the most sought after personal trainers and fitness instructors in the Inland Empire, she has independently grown her in-person and online personal training business successfully. With her proven exercise techniques and unique picture food program, clients not only achieve amazing results, they get back in shape and learn how to be fit for life. Her mission is to help moms overcome their battle with health. So please help me by welcoming Melissa Vogel, the host of Busy to Bomb Fit Mom. Hey, Melissa.
Hello. Thank you, Veronica.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. So just a quick heads up, me and Melissa are like BFFs for life, like next level. So we might stay on topic. We might not. Who knows where this will go?
Not going to be your average podcast.
At all. We're going to go from Disney rated to XXX.
Oh God, hold on.
So, Melissa, one thing that I absolutely love about you is your transparency. Like you're legit all the way around. You're this true, authentic individual, and you're the same. You're the same not only as a trainer, but as a friend. And so that's one thing that I really appreciate you is just that level of authenticity.
I really try to be, because and that's one thing I've learned over the years, that like sugarcoating shit like does not get anyone results at all. And I used to try and be like the nice trainer, like, I know you're working really hard and it hurts. Like, just go get a drink of water and like, it's okay. You didn't want to like rock the boat with people or be like, oh, you've been working out for 6 months and you haven't lost any weight. Like, it's okay. I believe you. You're just eating carrots at home. Like, it's okay. I totally believe you. And it does everyone a disservice. So I've really tried to just be real, authentic. Like, I want to be who I am in my home and the same person that I am in my gym.
Absolutely. So for those that don't know you, can you please share with us your story and your transformation?
Yeah, sure. So my background with physical fitness and working out started out when I was really young. Like, I grew up doing martial arts and, Seishin Kai and Taekwondo and Wing Chun, like all these names people are like, what?
I know, girl. I'm like, are you speaking another language? Like, what's going on? She went.
I didn't do like ballet. Like I wasn't the little girl running around in a tutu. I had a gi on like 90% of the time. And my dad was very physically fit and stuff. So I had a little advantage on people. I got to see that and witness that in my basement growing up, because I'm from Michigan, so we had basements there. Growing up, we had gym equipment down there and working out stuff. Like, it was just part of the norm. But, to continue to give myself credit, like, I have siblings, and my siblings didn't turn out the same as me. So they had the same upbringing. They had the same environment, and they are not busy to bomb fit moms.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't want people to hear that and be like, oh, well, that's why she's fit. She grew up with it. Well, that doesn't always equal a fit adult just because you're around it as a kid. It's still a choice.
Well, how is that? How is it that choice of yours? Because I'm thinking that I'm thinking the same thing. It's like, oh, okay, she totally doesn't get me, even though I know you and I know you do. Can you help our listeners like help our listeners understand, like, no, you were at one point, struggling with weight loss. You were at one point struggling. And what was that struggle like for you?
Right. Well, and the biggest thing for me that changed me and opened my eyes to a whole different world was when I became a mom. And every year we get older and our bodies are affected by that. So,
girl, yeah.
You can go around and eat pizza and have Friday night pizza every night and it not affect you. And then every year that you get a little bit older and we're fighting collagen, elastin, muscle, everything, it catches up to you if you're not working, if you're not building that muscle. So, and then when you become a mom and you give your body and your soul to another human being for 10 months, we ain't pregnant for 9 months. That's bullshit.
I know, that's BS. I don't know where that came from.
It's
like, for real.
It's 10 months.
Give us credit, damn it.
Right? That's almost a freaking year. You give your body up to another human being. I was not one of those people that like bounced right back after each of my kid. My first one, I was so young and I was pretty, lost the fat pretty quick after having her. And then the other two just like destroyed me.
Yeah.
And I quickly realized that like, oh my God, I'm a different beast. I'm a different person. I'm a different human. I have a whole different role. And I can't expect my body to operate and function as it did before kids. Like, that's not going to work. That shit's not going to fly now at all. So every single way that I did, even cardio, every way that I did my weights and stuff, like every minute had to count that I was in the gym because I had tiny humans waiting for me. And it wasn't easy to sneak away. And plus, your hips are different, your legs are different. My God, your boobs are different. Like all of that changes. And the fat just doesn't melt off. You have to learn how to have like this loving relationship with your body before it gets fit too. You have to be like, okay, I embrace this. I give you grace. I love you because my God, you just created humans. Okay. I'm going to be patient with you now.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to let you grow and build and become strong. And when you can release that and like, let that go and be like, okay, work with me. Like we got this together, mind, body, and soul, then the results happen. But it's not easy. And one thing I think I saw in my siblings, they just kind of like resented everything. And that really started with their mindset too, of like, well, I'm not going to do that. You know, I grew up around that. I don't need that in my life now. It was almost like they were like sick of it. Mm-hmm. And I kind of went back to the roots and was like, well, I kind of worked, you know, having it as an active and daily part of your life, that shit worked. And if I can learn how to like incorporate that into like everything and not make it like one big extra thing, like this is just my way of life instead of like, oh God, I got to go to the gym today. Yeah. It helped, but it did start with my mindset. It definitely started with my mindset.
Well, you're mentioning mindset. What speed bumps come along the way? Because, you know, I have to admit, there's no way, you know, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, just bounce up and it's like, oh, I'm going to the gym. Yay, at 4:00 in the morning. And then after I'm going to eat carrots and broccoli and I'm going to eat salad all day. Like hell no. Right. I want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep till about 8, 9 o'clock. And I want to roll out of bed. And I maybe want to check out some birds or look at the sky, maybe. But really, I just want to just lay there. And I know with my own fitness journey, I had to squeeze that time in. And I love that you said that, you know, we have little ones waiting. And so if I don't get my ass to the gym at like 4:30 in the morning, then it's not going to happen because I'm going to have that mom guilt. What speed bumps would you say are there for most of us, even for you at times?
Time. Like you said, 4:30 in the morning, like that does not sound fun to anyone. You know,
no.
Like, and when you wake up and it's dark and it's cold, even in the summertime, it's dark and cold.
Yeah, girl.
But fitting it in and making that time and tackling that speed bump. And that's a speed bump that like you have a little bit of control over, managing your schedule, shifting things around, carving out like those 4:30 a.m. workouts. That is something that you have control over and you can make it happen, but you have to really want it. You have to want the change. And I think another thing that helps to avoid this speed bump is know that you don't have to do it every day. And making it like, okay, I'm doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that's it. So when Monday comes around, it's like, it helps a little bit to be like, okay, I got this. I'm only getting up today. I don't have to do this tomorrow. We can do this just today. You know, just today we got this. And then the next day you enjoy like being there, like, oh, I don't have to get up. I don't have to get up right now. I think it's when people try and do it every single day and they do it every single day at a time that they absolutely hate. Mm-hmm. That reflects in your workout, you know, and then you start to like despise it and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym because you have it associated with shitty times that you're working out, you know, and a not so good feeling. Yes. So time is a huge speed bump. So the more you can work with yourself in that time, the better. So instead of every single morning, 4:30 a.m., hey, 2 days a week, we're going to do it in the morning, but Thursday, Friday, we're going to do it at night, you know?
Yes.
And you can be in a different mind space for that.
And I think it ties in with us wanting things right now. Like I know when I started my journey, it was like, okay, I'm going to be in a size 2, 110 pounds, you know, by August. And I started in, you know, when did I start? Let's say I started in July. It's like, dude, that's impossible. That's impossible. Because first of all, I love those green enchiladas still to this day. So like, there's no way that's going to happen. And it's that instant gratification that we're looking for. Right. And we want it right now. And when somebody tells us, okay, girl, this is going to be about a year, you know, or this is going to be about 6 to 8 months or so many months. It's like, oh, well, shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to eat the onion rings and the enchiladas right now. Like, no, hell no. And I think there's a bit, I appreciate that you used mindset because I think we screw ourselves every single time in wanting instant results. You know, can you speak to that? Like wanting, like we want it, like I want it for the rest of my life. Right.
Right. And, you know, society screws us. Like the faster the internet, the faster the phones, the faster we want that computer to open and load right now. That totally screws us with our fitness too, because when we're surrounded with this instant gratification, like right now, fast enough, oh my God, my Wi-Fi is not working. We expect that same thing to happen with our muscle and our mind and our bodies. So the world that we live in it doesn't help. And then another thing that doesn't help is like the ads and stuff that we see on TV. You know, we see all these before and after photos flashing on our screen, and they're like, oh my God, 6 weeks. And, you know, you got fat Susie here on the left and skinny Susie here on the right. And you're like, what? I want that supplement. Look at how much smaller that measuring tape is around her waist on the right. And then we buy into that. And then we think like, oh my God, well, I've been going at this for 5 months now, and I'm only down 15 pounds, you know, and 3% body fat. And she looks like she's dropped 35 in 6 weeks. I'm doing something wrong.
Bingo. Yes.
You know? So none of that helps. But the more you can embrace that this is a journey, it's not a sprint, the more it's going to help you, and your results are going to last forever. I always tell people, like, when you lose weight fast, or even gastric bypass surgery, it's like you're cheating. And sometimes I say that to people when I do calls with people to see if they're a fit for my program, and they don't like it, but I'm like, you know what? Get used to me being real with you up front. I mean, think about a doctor, you know, that's going to go into surgery. Would you want that doctor operating on you who just read the Cliff Notes? Yeah. Or do you want him to have years of experience on this medical journey of training and working, you know, and know that he's good? It's the same thing with your health and fitness. You know, you want to be on this journey for a long time. You want to fail. You want to fail and learn about yourself. You want to have those enchiladas and be like, oh my God, I feel like crap. I'm never doing that again. You know, because that will last with you. You won't screw that up again for at least another 8 months when you're running off to the bathroom, you know?
Yes.
That'll last with you for a while. But the more we fail, and the more often we fail, the better results you're going to get. And I know how ridiculous that sounds, but every time we don't do something right, we learn from it. And I always tell my clients, I'm like, what did you just learn from that though? You know, you had a really terrible week, but what did you learn? Well, I learned I can't go into my week blind without a schedule laid out, because the kids' schedules and activity totally took over. Yeah. And I'm like, where was your time carved out for you? Well, it wasn't. Yeah. You failed hard, but look what you learned.
Yes. So what I'm hearing you say is, it's kind of like, okay, so you took that baby step. Don't negate that baby step, because that baby step was progress.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. And I think sometimes we just need to shut our brains off to the outside world with everything being so instant, and just know that, like, you can't compare your fitness journey to that. You just can't. And it really frustrates me every time I hear someone doing this next 6-week boot camp, you know, $500, you're going to lose 30 pounds. And if you do it, you get your money back. And I literally feel like I do camp cleanup. Like, I've called myself, hey, I'm the coach of camp cleanup here. Welcome. You did the challenge in 6 weeks and you lost 30 pounds. And let me guess, you gained it all back plus 5 pounds, and you didn't learn a thing.
Yeah.
So be patient with yourself. Learn to know what works with you calorie wise. That's collecting data. And no one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear the secret magic sauce is counting your freaking calories. Knowing what's going in.
So you mean to tell me we can still eat whatever we want as long as we stay within the calories? Because I know that's what my listeners are saying in their heads right now. It's like, oh, wait a minute. There's a loophole. We're looking for any loophole, Melissa. I'm going to tell you right now. We're looking for any loophole.
I know. You know, the answer to that is yes. And the answer to that is no, because there's still a quality of food there, right? So like if we eat a donut, and a donut is not 160 calories by any means. It's a lot more. It's a lot more. Well, let's just say we got a donut for 160 calories, and then we have next to it a bowl of oatmeal for 160 calories, right? The quality of the food is definitely greater with the oatmeal. You're going to get more benefits. You're not going to crash. It's not all that sugar, and that's going to fuel you longer. Well, when you have more fuel in your body and it's lasting longer, you're going to be more productive. You're going to feel amazing, but it's the same calories. So you have to look at the value of the food as well, you know? However, the answer to that is yes as well, because your body functions off of calories in versus calories being burned. What comes in versus out. So at the end of the day, if you totaled up your calories and you're doing good and you have 160 left and you're like, kind of want that donut, go for it. It's balance, and you had a really good day and there's still money left there to be spent. And that's how you find balance. Now, if you are naughty all day and you don't have any money left in your wallet and you don't have any cash to spend, you blew it, don't have that donut. Yeah. It's not in there. Maybe tomorrow, try again tomorrow. So everyone wants to know like, oh, what should my macros be? Or I just need to eat this diet plan, and then the weight will come off. Not really. You guys, that's just a fancy way of saying know your caloric intake, and right now with a lot of people not moving, everything going on in society and stuff, people need to really pay attention what's going in. Because we can't get out and move. We can't go to the gym right now. We can't, our activity level is definitely less when we're inside of our home. So you don't want to put on a ton of massive weight. Start paying attention to your calories. Eat foods that have a higher nutritional value and you can eat a lot more of and still feel full, but not blow, all your money in one sitting.
I appreciate that you said that, because I think we go into feeling trapped. I feel trapped. Yes. Well, crap. Now I have to watch my calories and I have to work out, and it's all of these things. And, some of the things I don't quite understand, how bad is, I remember there was a time in my life where I'm like, well, enchiladas are homemade. Well, yeah, they're healthy because somebody, it's better than me going out to a restaurant. It's like,
I love that justification.
It was totally justified. Totally 100% totally just. It was homemade. My mom made it. My mom made it with love, And then I could add that big old dollop of sour cream. And if you're Mexican, for those of you that don't know, if you're Mexican, you put milk in sour cream and add salt because it makes it creamier. Right, you get to pour it. And so, that big ass dollop of sour cream, well, I mean, it's from my mom's kitchen, so it's healthy. And I remember staying in that mindset of, well, as long as it's home cooked, it's healthy. And so the minute I remember you and I talking about this, because if you guys don't know, not only is Melissa my friend, she's also my trainer. The minute I heard you try to take those things away from me, in my mind, I'm thinking she's trying to take these things away from me. I ended up getting so scared, and it was like, oh, well, I'm going to binge on everything before she takes everything away. And I think working with you, through this process, I've developed this shift in my mindset where it's like, wait a minute, nobody's taking this away. Why do you go there? Why do you go into somebody's taking this away? It's not somebody taking food away from you. It's somebody teaching you something different. And I love that you said, look at the food. You can eat a donut, you can eat oatmeal. Which one's going to provide you with more energy? Which one's going to provide you with, this ability to function throughout the day? I eat a donut, I'm going to be asleep in like 5 minutes, right?
Right. Yep.
And so were you going to say something?
Well, I just think too with, you were saying with the food and like getting scared and like, oh my God, she's taking all this away. I can never have pizza again. Like I would die. People think the same thing too with their workouts when they start with a trainer or online program and they're like, oh my God, I have to work out every single day now. Like, I don't have time for this. How am I ever going to fit this in? Like I already have kids and I work and my husband and sports, and they start digging their hole. And I haven't even handed them a shovel yet. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, you got this great.
You're doing this yourself.
You literally dug it with your hands. I haven't even given you a tool yet. I would chill out. And that prevents people from even taking a step forward.
Yes.
That fear you said, that it leads us, and it stops them from even making progress with just their food or even picking up the phone to call me. And I'm like, you don't have to work out every day. You don't have to stop eating that food, but we think being on a diet means eating carrots all day. And, getting in shape means I have to work out every single day. You don't. You don't. It's okay. Chill out.
Chill out. One thing I want to ask you is another thing that I think, having you on the show is helpful to the listeners, because you're so straight up. I wanted to ask, what are trainers not telling us? right? Like, what are trainers not telling us? Because I feel like, okay, we hire a trainer and it's like, this is when it's real deal. Like it was going down. We're going to do it because we actually are investing, money into a personal trainer. And so I'm ready.
Right.
I'm really, really ready. But do I trust my trainer 100%? What are they not telling me?
Right. And it's funny. One of the first things that I tell people, we already talked about the failure, right? And like how you're going to fail. And that's one thing that, beachbody.com on your TV screen, that guy ain't going to look at you and be like, bitch, you're going to fail. I'm going to see you show up in front of this TV for the next, week. And then I ain't going to see you again for 2 weeks, like they're not telling you that. And one thing, when someone walks into my door for the first time and we're training, or like a new person's joining my program, I tell them straight up, and they look like a deer in headlights. It's hilarious. And I'm like, you're going to fail. Like, this isn't going to be easy. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Trainers are not telling you that you're going to fail. I do. I will, because I've been there. I've been on the struggle bus before. And it's hard. This is hard. And if it's easy, and if it was easy, everyone would be walking around in a bikini with a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And
naked.
Oh yeah. Shit, we'd just be naked all the time. Hell yeah. But could you, we already have fear controlling us, right? We already have that fear factor going in. And then to know that it's going to be hard, like it's a lot for people. It's a lot for people. And one thing that people and trainers aren't going to tell you is that you're going to need support. Yeah. You are going to need accountability and support, because it's really hard to do on your own. You already have fear coming into your head. Things are going to be taken away with you. You have to work out massively. Shit, she just told me I'm going to fucking fail. Like, that's awesome. And now she's telling me this is going to be hard. Oh my God, this sounds like so much fun. What did I sign up for? But when you can be on this journey with other people, when you can be on this journey with someone that you trust and know that, like, hey, it's going to be hard, but whenever I need it, I can reach out and there's going to be a hand to just tell me, like, you can do this. You can do this. You can get through the hard part. That gives people just a sense of relief, Yes. And that's one of the reasons why I designed my program the way I train now, with a whole community around people, because we need to vent. Women thrive in tribes.
Yes.
We just do. It's how we function. I mean, we don't do anything alone in society, right? We don't raise our kids alone. They go to school. They have sports. We have family. We have cousins. We have aunts and grandmas and uncles. We don't do anything alone. Why in the world do we think that we should do fitness alone?
Yeah.
It's hard. And I know a lot of people have like their boyfriends or their husbands, and they're like, he's trying to help me and I have him, he's going to help me. But honestly, like, do you really want your husband in that role of saying, hey, you need to get up and go to the gym?
Hell no.
Like,
Hell no.
Oh my God.
Hell no. I'm punching him in his throat. Hell no.
Exactly. We don't want to do that to your relationship. That's a whole other podcast.
Whole other podcast.
We don't want to do that to your relationship. But, knowing that you have that support around you and you're going to need that support around you, that's huge. And a lot of trainers in the gym, their job is to kick your ass for the next 30, 60 minutes, 45 minutes, however long your session is. And then you go on your merry way. They're not there to help you the other 23 hours of the day.
Yes.
And we need that. We need that help on a Sunday afternoon when it's like, oh my God, my whole family's over. There's chips and salsa and guacamole, like everywhere. Like, I need support and help right now. And that's why I built my community the way I did, because during that time, someone's going to be there to help you and be like, back away from the chips.
Yeah. Step away. Don't touch the guacamole.
That's right. Go use cucumbers to dip now. Like, go find an alternative. But they're not going to tell you that. People don't want to tell you, hey, I'm not enough. I mean, have you ever heard a trainer tell you, like, just letting you know, you're going to pay me all this money, but I'm still not enough?
Yes. Yes. I love that you just said that. I love that. I love that you said, I'm not enough. You actually need more. I also appreciate that you said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And, that's something that reigns true in, in session with my private practice clients. That's something that reigns true in coaching, the women in the VIP group, it's the same thing. It has to get worse before it gets better. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to identify what's kept you stuck. You're not going to be able to go out and truly experience that transformation, because if it's just all nice, hunky dory, glitter and rainbows, well, yeah, you're going to stay stagnant, and you're going to stay stagnant because this is comfortable. Right. It's when we get uncomfortable, right, that true change happens. So I love that you said that.
Yep. It's an important, and I think the more honest people trainers get with their clients, and people get honest with themselves, they're going to get results even faster. It's just going to benefit everyone if we just keep it real and honest, and know that it's going to be hard. And then you're not so shocked when it is hard, Yes. Because you're like, okay, I remember Veronica prepared me for this. Okay, Melissa prepared me for this. Okay, this is normal. This is good.
Yes,
this is good. I'm eating shit right now, but this is normal.
I want to cry. And go in fetal position, but I'm not.
It's normal. Totally normal.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yep. She said this would happen.
Another question I wanted to ask. So, you talk about this community, you talk about this level of support, right away. Well, I'm already signed up, but right away it's well, I'm good. But for the listeners, how do they hire a trainer? Do they have to hire a trainer that's physically there, or can they go virtual? And what do we look for in hiring a trainer? We have all these steps on hiring other people, maybe hiring somebody to work on our car, right. Somebody to work on our house. We do all these estimates and ask all these questions, but what questions should we be asking a trainer? And how do we know if a trainer is the right fit for us?
Right. Let's talk about in-person first, right? Because we're going to have in-person trainers. It's just going to happen. I want everyone to work with me virtually, but we're going to have in-person trainers. And the answer is yes, you do want to have someone, especially if you're a baby and you don't know anything about lifting at all. Usually when you join a gym, you get 3 free sessions with a trainer. Use them. Take advantage of it. Make sure you go through every move you could possibly go through. Go have a session with them on legs day. Okay, I need to know how to squat. I need to know how to lunge. I need to know how to deadlift. Set up your phone and video your session. But put your water bottle on the floor, prop up your phone, and video your session with him so you can see how you're supposed to squat. All right.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah, use those free sessions. And if you have to buy 1 or 2 more, do it. You don't have to hire them all the time, though. You don't have to buy the 25 package session. And
wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
okay.
No. Here's why. People become very dependent on their trainer.
Yes.
Very dependent, which you probably see in therapy too. You got to start moving them along. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same thing happens with training. People get into this mindset of oh, well, my trainer canceled, or I had to take Jimmy to the doctor day. I can't make my session, so I can't work out. We think we can only work out then with that trainer there holding our hand. And it's a very dangerous area to get into. Once again, things the trainer's not going to tell you. Hey, you're going to become codependent on me, and it's going to be awesome because
and I'm going to let you because you're just going to give me that money. Yeah.
I'm going to keep taking your money, and the gym's going to love it, and you're going to buy more and more sessions. It's going to be great. So use them, learn from them, but do not become dependent on them. Because you're going to cancel, they're going to cancel. Maybe the relationship gets weird. Yeah, I don't know. Anything can happen, but just know that you can work out on your own. So use them. Maybe do it get a 4 package session and train with them once a month. Check up on my form, and then train the rest of the time on your own. Check-in sessions or work your way to that. But personal training is very personal. I tell my clients all the time, I'm going to get to know your body better than you do, better than your significant other. I know it sounds freaking weird, but I do. I'm looking at your knees and your ankles and how your hips line up and how you extend and what side you're better on than the other. And I get to know your body very well. When you have that relationship with someone in a weight room and you're sweating and huffing and puffing, you got to know that your personalities click. You cannot get a trainer where you're going in your head the whole time, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Your nails are on chalkboard every time they speak to you because you're going to resent them. And now look, now we're having resentful feelings being associated with fitness.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I made the wrong move in hiring my husband as my trainer because he has a great body, knows how to work out, does all of the things. And that's exactly what I was saying. But I wasn't saying it underneath my breath. I was saying it out loud. Try me. Let's see how lucky you get tonight. Keep going. Tell me to do another burpee.
That's hilarious. I dare you.
I dare you.
So when you're interviewing your trainer, and you should interview your trainer in person, you got to make sure you have the right vibe. You got to make sure that they're not rubbing you the wrong way. And if they are during the first session, like, there's so many more fish in the sea. So your personalities have to click. And another thing that a trainer's not going to tell you, because that's just the theme of this episode, you got to like their body. Okay.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
Do you want to be following someone and taking their example, or, have them lead you by example and stuff? And like, you've never seen their abs, or you're like, hey, you're kind of pudgy. Like, I don't know. You really do have to look up to their body. Yeah. Their body really should be body goals to you, because if not, there's always going to be that doubt in the back of your mind going, do you really know what you're talking about? Like, yeah, I don't see your six pack, like, and they're going to be like, 10 more, you can do it. And you're going to be going, shut the fuck up. You don't even have a nice ass. So why are you telling me to do 10 more? Like, you don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah. Join me.
I've seen it, and I hear people talk, and I do the cleanup. I get the clients that used to work with a trainer like that. And that's how I know all this stuff, because I've heard it over the last 20 years of, they were like, well, I didn't even like their body, and they're telling me what to do. And I'm like, yeah, I know, you had this underlying resentment. And so then it's like, you don't even push as hard. And you're like, I'm not even working as hard as I can, because like, you don't fully trust them. And if you don't fully trust your trainer to lead you in the right direction, you're not going to give your all. You're not going to allow yourself to give your all, and the results aren't going to follow. So yes. Lots of things like, hey, it's okay to be like, hey, can I see your abs, dude? Before you train me, can I see your abs?
Just real quick.
Just real quick. Let me
red
see.
light, green light. Red light, green light.
Exactly. And typically, it doesn't have to be this way, but typically women do better with women trainers. It's not to say that you can't have a male trainer if you're a female, but just know, like, you're going to be sticking your butt out. Like, I literally will grab my clients' inner thigh sometimes so they can feel when they're doing a wide squat. Like, this is the muscle you're using. Pull it. Do you feel it? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, I didn't know that. Or there's certain moves that, like, for a female, it pulls in our vagina. Male's not going to know that. I'd be like, dude, if you feel that up there, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be that way. I know a lot of great partnerships between male and female, but just tuck that away in the back of your mind. Virtual training, though, is honestly the new way to go. We don't have time to make appointments with clients all the time, and we don't want that dependent relationship. And that's why I went online, is because I only have so many hours in the day. I can only take on so many clients, right? And then it was like, sorry, I got to turn you away because I don't have room for you. And that sucks. That's so not fair. So my whole program is online. I become clients' virtual personal trainer. And when you're looking for a program like that, you want to make sure that you have support at all times. You have a community of support around you, because you are doing this technically on your own. You know what I mean? You don't have anyone right in your face. So you want to have that extra support, that extra community, everything around you that you're going to need. You want to know that you can get in contact with your coach. I've had so many women sign up for virtual programs, and they've never even talked to the person that's running it. They talk to the assistant. Yeah. Oh yeah. They talk to the assistant, or they only get this email video to them. I make myself accessible to my clients. Yeah. And every single person before they come in the group, I talk with them. So even if you don't talk on the phone for another 6 months, at least we had that initial one. And then you're going to see me live, in the group and on your videos and stuff. So you want to make sure you have that support. You want to make sure that your coach is actually a real person. She has real results, he or she. And then the last one, you want to make sure that your program is something that you can access anywhere and it's easy to follow. Do you have examples of how to do a move properly? If you get stuck, is there someone that's going to help you? If you need to modify things, is there someone that's going to help you? All these things are really, really important in a virtual program. And a lot of clients or a lot of trainers now, things that they're not going to tell you
is all of this has to come together, because so many people, their virtual training now is them giving you a 6-week workout program booklet to follow. And here's your meal plan. And that's their virtual program. And I'm here to tell you, that's not all you need. You can Google a workout program to follow right now. Google it. I dare you. You know, like, hey, I need to get ripped in 6 weeks. Give me a program. Boom. You'll find 30 of them.
Yeah.
That's not all that people need. People need that accountability. They need to know that when they check in for their workout, someone's checking that and they're showing up for it. Otherwise we won't do it.
Oh,
especially
hell no.
virtually, you know, we don't have that person.
I'm going to say I did it while eating. Yeah. I'm going to say I'm doing it while I'm eating a donut.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally did it. I was there.
Yeah. You know, and we do a lot of before and after photos and your stats. And like, if you say you're showing up and you're cheating the system, your photos aren't going to lie.
Yeah.
You know, your weigh-ins aren't going to lie. So that's why there's so many different tools that should be coming into an online program. It's not just one thing. It's not just taking your weight and doing a workout. There's the accountability. There's the group. There's the support. There's the virtual training. There's the right workouts. There's the right nutritional coaching. Everything has to come together in order to have a successful online program that's going to get your clients in Japan, Australia, Michigan, California. They're all going to get results.
I love that. And that's all through Busy to Bomb Fit Mom.
BusyToBombFitMom.com. That's right.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. So for the ladies, because I'm pretty sure you got us all excited. Where can I find her? What can I do? How can I work with her? Like, that's it. I'm flying to Cali and I'm going to be in her gym. Like, what does this look like? How do we get a hold of you?
Yes. Well, most people start off with just following me on Instagram and social media. And that's Melissa Vogel Fitness. And then you can also find me and apply to work with my program. And I say apply because you have to be a right fit to be in my program. You definitely have to be a right fit. And that's easy. Let's go to busytobombfitmom.com. But everything else is Melissa Vogel Fitness. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Melissa Vogel Fit. Like I'm everywhere. You can find me. And I say people always start off on Instagram and watch my stories. I put a lot out there. Make sure you like me. Make sure I'm someone that you're like, I like her. Oh my God, I want her in my life. Because if you watch me and you're like, no, you don't want me to be your virtual trainer. You don't want me to be your coach then. And that's just me keeping it real, you know? So
exactly.
Visit the Bomb Fit Mom. You got it.
I love it. So I wanted to also ask something I ask every single guest. What are you doing right now to live the life you want to live?
Oh man, right now is really hard with what we're doing. Everything going on outside in society and the world. I am making sure that I'm still taking care of me. And with all the chaos going on right now and the kids are home, life can totally take over. And one thing that I do every night before I go to bed, I have a notepad next to my bed on my nightstand and a book. And I do my gratitude journal. I make myself write at least 5 entries every day. And that puts me in a state of gratitude, even if I'm like forcing myself to do it. And I feel like I don't have anything to be grateful for. And then the other thing is I make my list of like what needs to happen tomorrow. Workout needs to happen, laundry needs to happen, whatever. But I make sure at least 2 of those things on that list are for me. I have to, because if I don't, it will never happen. So scheduling in time for me and setting alarms on my phone, putting the alerts on my phone, putting in my calendar, that is helping me stay on track and honestly like living my best life, because with 3 kids, the dog, the house, the work, the jobs, it can all take me under if I let it. So if I want to keep living me and doing me, I schedule it in. It's the biggest piece of advice I can give anyone.
I love that. I love that. And that leads me to my second question. What advice would you give to the mom who feels completely stressed and disconnected?
Yes. Oh my God. Find accountability. Absolutely find accountability with someone that's going to help you set your goals, achieve them, and just keep pushing forward. Because if you don't, we'll get on this high kick of like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm so excited. And that newness and it being shiny and sparkly and filled with rainbows, it's going to go away. So who in your life can you help? Hey, even if it's just for a week, hold me accountable for a week. Don't expect your best friend, Karen, to hold you accountable for 6 weeks. It's not her job. But for 1 week, hey, Karen,
1 week. Give me a call every day. Like, make sure I'm doing this. Can you do that? Just 7 days, Karen. Do it.
Come on, Karen.
Come on,
Shit.
Karen. That's all I'm asking for you. Do it. Do it. You know, if you don't have a Karen in your life, then maybe you're fit for busy to mom, fit mom. Add in yoga once a week to your life. And you guys, that does not have to be like you going out and buying $120 yoga mat and like Lululemon leggings. It can literally you sitting on your bedroom floor and pulling up a YouTube video, and it's freaking free, and just typing in yoga, relaxation, stress relief, whatever, and just add that to your daily life just one time a week. It will do wonders for you.
I love that. I love that. So what are you giving us for free? Because I heard that you were going to give something for free.
You know it. So you guys are going to get my 30-day track to a bomb mom body. Okay. This is a 30-day plan that it's progressive. So it's going to start out easy. Then it's going to get a little bit harder. And by the end of the 30 days, you're going to notice a difference in your endurance, your strength, everything. So you're going to be doing some sit-ups, some side laying, lunges, some crunches, squats, everything, but it's progressive. So if you're like, oh my God, I don't work out at all, it's okay. Day 1 is like literally 5. And then day 2 is maybe 1 more. And it's a progressive calendar, but you guys get that. You can do it all in your home. You don't need any equipment. And this was a little calendar that I created about probably like 9 years ago, that I was like, I just need baby steps. And I tracked and logged it all. And now it's something that I'm giving you guys for free.
I love it. And ladies, I've checked this calendar out, and it's legit easy to do, challenging. And in addition to that, it helps build up that level of confidence, because I feel like if we try to go too hard, all in, like you said earlier, it just doesn't work. And I really appreciate that about your calendar, is it takes us from point A to point B, and then those baby steps getting us to where we want to be and building up that confidence so we could take it to that next level.
Right. Absolutely. That's important. That's really important.
Absolutely. Melissa, thank you so much for coming on and just preaching to us all truths about training.
You're welcome. I love being on. I love talking about this stuff and helping as many people as I can. So it was a pleasure and honor to be on your show.
All right, you guys. So if you're not following Melissa, get on it right now. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
What's up, ladies? Just want to let you guys know that your ratings and reviews for this podcast are greatly appreciated. If you love this podcast, please go to iTunes right now and rate and review. Thank you, guys. Many women lose their own identity in the shadow of being a mom and a wife. We are a community of women who support each other. We leave perfectionism behind to become empowered and unapologetic. I know you're ready for the next steps. If you want to become empowered and unapologetic, get my free course, Unapologetically Me, over at empoweredandunapologetic.com/course. This podcast is designed to provide accurate and authoritative information in regards to the subject matter covered. This is given with the understanding that neither the host, practice of the practice, or the guest are providing legal, mental health, or other professional information. If you need a professional, you should find one.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support, to helping loved ones, to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.
It's easy to blame ourselves for our struggles with alcohol. We see people around us being able to control their drinking without any consequences, yet no matter what we try, we can't seem to figure it out for ourselves. My name is Jillian Teets, and I am the host of the Sober Powered podcast, where I use my biochemistry background to explain the latest research in addiction and help you understand both why you drink the way you do and how to develop the skills and mindset you need to find freedom from alcohol. I discuss topics like why we think about our drinking 24/7, why we have no off switch, and why we crave alcohol. If you're struggling with your drinking or you know someone who is, then I hope that you will check out the Sober Powered podcast. New episodes every Friday. See you there.
I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today. I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support to helping loved ones to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there. Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support to helping loved ones to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.
It's easy to blame ourselves for our struggles with alcohol. We see people around us being able to control their drinking without any consequences, yet no matter what we try, we can't seem to figure it out for ourselves. My name is Jillian Teets, and I am the host of the Sober Powered podcast, where I use my biochemistry background to explain the latest research in addiction and help you understand both why you drink the way you do and how to develop the skills and mindset you need to find freedom from alcohol. I discuss topics like why we think about our drinking 24/7, why we have no off switch, and why we crave alcohol. If you're struggling with your drinking or you know someone who is, then I hope that you will check out the Sober Powered podcast. New episodes every Friday. See you there.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support, to helping loved ones, to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.